In this video, I'm going to show you how to make an interactive calendar in Excel that we'll be able to select the year and the month, and it'll only show the days for that particular month. So to do this, there's a couple of steps to it, and the first part is just doing some quick setup for the months and the years. So let's just do that in a separate sheet. So if we add a sheet here, and we're going to create the months and the years. So if we just put a heading of months, and we'll put in January, and then if we just drag that down, we can drag that down to show all the months through to December. And let's do the same thing for the years. So if we put a heading of years, we'll start it with 2024. Again, we can just drag that down. And if we do select fill series, that will fill that down. And for now, let's just do through to 2030. And what I like to do is have these lists as these ranges as tables. So to do that, I can just select this range. So I can just do Control Shift, down arrow, then select Control T, and that can create a table for us. So we just want to click that we have headers because the header is the months. So if we hit OK, that'll create a table. And over here, we can create any style we like. So I quite like this style at the moment, so I am going to select this one. And then the other thing I like to do is give it a name. So over here, table design, table name, we can give that table a name. So I'm going to call this table months. And I'm going to do the same for the years. So again, Control Shift down arrow to select that, Control T to make that into a table. Again, any design that you like, and then give it a name. So in this case, it'll be table years. So that's our years and months set up. And the advantage of using a table is that, down the track, if we add any years to it, it'll automatically update in the drop downs that we will set up. So let's jump back to sheet 1, and we'll just give it a tiny bit of formatting before we start. So if we just go to view and then grid lines, let's remove the grid lines, and also just give it a background color. So maybe like a light gray color. Select the whole area and light gray. So the first thing we want to do is to put in a drop down list for the year and for the month. So let's just put in a heading of year here and a heading of month there. And what we want to do here is put a data validation list, and we want to reference that table name. So let's just have a look. If we jump back to sheet 2, if we reference the table, so if we select equals and then select the table, the syntax that Excel uses to reference that table is in this format. So the table name and then square brackets for the column. So let's copy that and jump back to sheet 1. And now we will select data and then data validation, and we'll create a data validation list. So essentially a drop-down list. So if we select list, and we just need to add one more thing to that reference, we just need to use the indirect formula to reference that table. So if we do that, double quotes, we paste in our table name and our column, double quotes again, close bracket, and now if we select OK, that will give us a drop-down list of the years from that table. So we can select 2024 as our year, and we can do the same thing for the month. So again, if we jump back over here, select equals, then reference that table, copy the syntax from Excel, jump back in here, again, select data validation, select list, and again, we'll use that indirect formula. And hit OK. And that will give us a drop-down list for the month. So we're going to select 2024 in June to start with, as that is the current month. Okay, so now let's start setting up the calendar. So the first thing I want to do is put in the days of the week, and I'll start my week with Monday, and I'll put those across the columns. So again, we can just drag this through, and then we have Monday through to Sunday. So the easiest way to do it with formulas is to use the sequence formula, so that we can use that to populate the number of rows and columns we want with a start step and how much we want to increase that by each time. So let's put in the sequence formula. So if we put in sequence, and you can select tab. So how many rows do we want? We want to have 6 rows. So that will cater for a full month, depending on where the month starts. And we want to select 7 columns, being 7 days of the week. And our start will be 1 and our step will be 1. So it increased by 1 each time. So if we close bracket, hit enter. So that's created our sequence of numbers right through. The next part of this is to work out what is the first day of June. That's the month that we've got selected. And also what is the first Monday before that 1st of June. And that's what we'll populate here in this cell. So let's have a look at what is the first day of June. So we just put in the date for June. So 1st of the 6/24. And let's make that a long date. Okay, so the 1st of June is actually a Saturday. So then what we want to work out, what we want to show here in this cell will be the 1st of June, and then that will be the first Monday before that day. So to do that, what we can do is we can let's add a weekday formula, and that will determine the number of the day of the week that 1st of June is. So if we put the formula in, and then the return type will be the number of the day. So in our case, we're showing Monday through to Sunday. And what we want to do here is then have 0 as the Monday and Sunday as the 6. So we'll put return type 3, close bracket. So it's saying that Saturday is the 5th day in that sequence, with Monday being 0, Sunday being 6. So if we do that 1st of June minus the weekday, that will then give us the Monday that we want to show on this calendar as the first Monday before the first day of the month. So that's just putting it together with, hard coding it. So let's put that in more dynamically. So what we can do is use the date value formula, and we can put in 1, so for the first day of the month, and we will use the month and the year that we've selected over here. So if we do and June, the month that we've selected, and the year. So that will give us the Excel number format for that. We can format that now just to show that will be the 1st of June. Now again, we can copy this one down because that will be the weekday formula. And again, if we just do that one minus the weekday, we got the Monday the 27th. Now to fix this up, what we can do is, so we've got J6 minus K6. So instead of J6, we will put the date value. So if we copy that one in here, so that will be the first day of the month that we've selected. And then instead of K6, we will put this weekday formula. So it will subtract the weekday. And then the last part of it is to copy in this date value into this cell. So it's picking up the date, the first of the month, minus the number of weekdays of that particular day. So if we copy that one in, that will give us Monday the 27th of May in a dynamic formula based on the month and the year that we've selected. So that will be our starting point of our sequence that we'll put into the formula. So if we copy this now, we will copy that into our sequence formula. So we will copy that in here because that will be the start of the sequence. So if we paste that in there, hit enter. Now what we have is in Excel number format, we have all the days of that particular month that we want showing in our sequence. So let us just format these. So if we go to our more number formats, go to custom. And for me, I just want this to show the actual day. So we can just type in D as our custom, and that will just show the day of the month. So if we select OK, that will now show that this was Monday was the 27th of May, and that Saturday is the first day of June. So that's great. So that's looking good. So the next part is to add some conditional formatting so that it only shows the days of the particular month. So to do that, let's select this area where we want conditional formatting to apply. And let's go to conditional formatting and new rule. And we will select use a formula. And the formula we will put in is we want to do a logical test to see if the particular cell that we've selected, if that month of that cell is equal to the month that we have selected in our drop down. If it's not, we want it to not show anything. So the first formula we'll put in is, and to do this, we're going to use a text formula. So we will say text. Now this will be the cell that we are checking. And in this case, we want to use F4 to make that a relative reference, not an absolute reference. And then the format of that will be month, month, month. And then we'll say is not equal to the month that we've selected. So in this case, that will be this cell here, that'll be our month. In this case, we want the absolute reference. So again, in the month format. So if that is not equal to the month, we want that not to show. So in this case, we will go in here and put a number format, custom, and if we put semicolon, 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 then it won't show. So let's go ahead and apply that to see if that's working. Great, and that looks good. So now the days that are not associated with June are not showing, and this calendar is now only showing the days that belong to June, starting from the 1st of June through to the 30th. So let's select this again and add in some more conditional formatting just for the days of the month. So if we go to manage rules, we can copy this. So copy that. We will select new rule, again use a formula, paste that in. In this case, we will say if the day of that particular cell is equal to the month that we've selected, then apply a certain formula. So in this case, so in terms of the formula, let's give it a color. So maybe a darker gray color. We can give the font, we can make that, let's make the font white. And let's give it a border. Okay, cool. So now that's given so if the days of the month, they're now formatted. So that's cool. Why don't we just go ahead and format our days of the week as well. So maybe we can make these white and a dark color and make them bold. We can maybe format this area as well. So the same. Now, last thing in terms of a conditional formatting, I thought it'd be nice to put in a different color if it was the today's date. So to do that, let's just go into sheet 2, and in here we will add today's date. So the formula for that is equals today, open bracket, close bracket, and then hit enter, and that will always give today's date. So let's add one more conditional format in here. So again, it's a formula. So again, be relative reference. And if that's the case, why don't we give that a different color? So maybe like a blue color. And again, we'll also give that a border. And the font will be white as well. So if we select OK and OK, and then apply, that will show, so today's date is the 10th of June, so that will then show in blue what today's date is. So that's the interactive calendar, and as you can see, if you change this to any other month, so for example, if we change that to July, it will then show the days of July only, and it won't show anything in blue because today's date is not in July. Or if we change it to August, it will show just the days of August. So we can also change the year if we want to. So that's how you make an interactive calendar in Excel. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like and subscribe. Thanks a lot. Bye.